What happens when a playoff series isn't decided by the players, but by the whistles? When the stat sheet stops looking like competition and starts looking like a script? Tonight, we're diving deep into the semifinal clash between the Indiana Fever and the Las Vegas Aces, a showdown that should have been remembered for elite basketball, but instead left fans asking a single burning question. Was this series won, or was it handed? Across 5 grueling games, one pattern kept surfacing. A'Ja Wilson, the league's MVP and face of the Aces, marched to the free throw line 26 times. Meanwhile, Aliyah Boston, a dominant post presence and one of the league's most physical interior players, attempted only 17 free throws in the entire series, and 0 through the first 2 games. That's not just a statistical oddity. That's the foundation of the controversy that exploded after Game 5. Because when you break down the footage, foul counts, and timing of whistles, it starts to look less like bad luck and more like selective enforcement. Game after game, Wilson got calls for minimal contact, the kind of brush fouls most players play through. Boston. She was shoved, hit on the arms, and bodied on finishes with no whistle in sight. This wouldn't raise eyebrows if it happened once, but it happened repeatedly. 2 games without a single trip to the line for Boston, despite her being the offensive anchor inside the paint. For Fever fans, it wasn't just frustrating, it was unexplainable. And then, there's the moving screens. According to one breakdown, Wilson committed at least 37 uncalled moving screens across the series. That's nearly 8 per game. Each one created space for Vegas shooters, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, to get clean looks. And many of those led directly to buckets. Meanwhile, Boston sets one solid, legal screen. Whistle. Offensive foul. This was the 3rd quarter of Game 5, a 4-point game. Boston set her feet, squared her shoulders, executed textbook form. And still, the whistle went against her. That single call flipped the rhythm of the game. Boston had to play on edge, knowing one more whistle could cripple her team. 2 phantom fouls followed. One on a Gustafson flop, another on a routine rebound battle against Jackie Young. The 6th foul came with 27 seconds left in regulation. Boston had perfect rebounding position. Young stumbled into her, the whistle blew, and Boston was out. The Fever's defensive anchor, disqualified with the game tied. From that moment, the momentum was gone. Indiana's defense crumbled without its centerpiece, and Vegas capitalized. The defining plays of the series came not from a player's hand, but from a referee's whistle. And it wasn't just Boston feeling the weight of the whistle. The entire Fever roster was forced to adjust. Over 5 games, Boston was called for 19 fouls. Wilson, 14. This despite Boston defending Wilson one-on-one nearly every possession, while Wilson often switched off to wings to conserve energy. It's hard to call that balanced coincidence, and yet, amid all this, Vegas played the victim. After Game 4, A'Ja Wilson took the microphone and questioned the officiating, calling foul counts very interesting. This, after leading all players in free throw attempts through 4 games. Her comments went viral just hours before Game 5. And what followed in that decisive matchup? Boston fouled out on questionable calls. Wilson continued to earn trips to the line with minimal resistance. Vegas shot 13 free throws in just 2 minutes, spanning the end of regulation and overtime. This isn't about hating a star player. Wilson is elite. Her resume speaks for itself. But this series exposed a double standard that fans couldn't ignore. One set of rules for the MVP, another for everyone else. Even Fever head coach Stephanie White voiced frustration, carefully choosing her words post-game. She didn't cry conspiracy, she simply asked for consistency. And despite it all, Indiana fought. They refused to fold. Odyssey Sims, signed late in the season on a hardship deal, stepped into the spotlight with 27 points in Game 5. Lexi Hull, battling a back injury, hit crucial shots. Kelsey Mitchell torched defenders until cramps forced her to the bench. And Boston anchored both ends until the officials sent her out. They dragged the defending champions into overtime, on the road, with a roster stretched thin. This series wasn't lost because Indiana lacked talent. It wasn't lost because the Aces outplayed them down the stretch. It was lost because crucial moments were dictated by officiating. The question isn't whether Wilson is great. It's whether she got a different rule book than everyone else. Because when one player gets 26 free throws, while the league's most physical post player gets 0 across 2 games. When moving screens go uncalled 37 times. When foul counts tilt one way despite defensive assignments, the conversation stops being about competition and starts being about credibility. Aliyah Boston didn't whine. She spoke about growth, hunger, and chasing a championship next year. Indiana's mantra all year was, "We over me." And even as questionable calls piled up, they lived it. They nearly toppled a dynasty despite playing against the Aces. And the whistle. For the WNBA, this series left a scar. If the league wants legitimacy, it owes fans an explanation. Because when a playoff run ends not on a player's mistake, but on phantom whistles, the sport itself takes the hit. Was this competition or manipulation? Was this a clash of titans or a stage where one star got protection others didn't? The tape, the numbers, and the timing of calls all point in one direction. Tell us what you think. Did the Aces win this series? Or did the whistles? Drop your thoughts below, and if you want more deep dives into the real stories behind the box scores, make sure because we're just getting started.